going to tell you? He's going to look at the works. He's not going to judge you by your sin. He's going to look at your works. It's not about your sin anymore. Well, I know that. I know that's the best for somebody watching me be like, this bro, it's crazy. I'm serious. Even if we believe about the rapture, what if we believe the rapture? Even if you read Hebrews 9, you will say that when he comes a second time, it's unto salvation. Come on, let's go there real quick. Let me help you out. Yeah, Lord Jesus, somebody help somebody somewhere. We got all this cataclysmic and Scud missiles and things going up like a terra firma, and it's just things like, oh man, it's going to be cataclysmic. Folks going to be doing this, and folks going to be doing that, and you're going to be buying and selling. You're not going to be able to get stuff. You're not going to be able to do this. Makes good movies. And some Christians need to give up the movies. Because they got in the church. And our paradigm is off. How many left behind are going to read? How many left behind are going to go sit? This is the only left behind I got. Okay. We don't need to. I'm just saying. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. I might hear it. I'm in the car. 9:24. I ain't got time to read all this, but I just want to give you a snippet. It says that for Christ is not entered into the holy place made with hands, which are the figures of the truth. So everything that we saw played out in the Old Testament was a figure. It was a shadow. And it pointed to Christ, who ultimately became the tabernacles. The three that we saw in the Old Testament pointed to Christ, right? But into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God, what? For us. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, right? He ain't offering himself what? Often. What often mean? Okay. Right, so he ain't going to keep doing it. So it's not no redundancy, right? Okay. Am I missing something? Am I ahead or something? Okay, 24. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm on 25. I'm like, oh, there you go. I'm like, oh, come on, girl. Playing with me. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entered into the holy place every year of bulls of others. So that's what the high priest did on the Day of Atonement, would go in and pay the atonement for the whole nation. Thank God we ain't got to do that no more. Although he's trying to get us to do it again because they won't have revivals. So that everybody come to the altar and cry about what they've done for the last 10 years so God can do something with us. Next verse. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the age. That's what they're really saying. Once. When? In the end of the age. Not the end of the world. End of the age. What end of the age did he suffer? Church age, that's right. Good catch. Because that's exactly what it was. The church age ended when the AD 70, when the temple was destroyed. So it's not talking about the end of the world where we stand, 21st century, here we is, what, 2,100 years removed, and we still waiting on the end of the age. That's why New King James says end of the age and not end of the world. So we're not talking about world as it means global. Earth. These are the end of the earth. So it's not the cessation of time. Has he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifices of himself? When did he put away sin? At the cross. When he was at, what was he at? Start with a G. Golgotha. When he was in Golgotha. And he poured out his spirit. Into his hand, into your hands I commit my spirit. From that point on, and then 3 days later, he showed up, and the first preacher was a woman. But, right? Yeah. He has appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. So he appeared when? Once. To put away sin. Hold on, you weave. He put away what? Put away sin by his sacrifice. What? Once. That's it. No more.
All right.
Right? Once he appeared. What? Once. Next verse. I know it messed with your theology. It's okay. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment, which I'm going to leave that alone, because we think that has to do with everybody's appointed to die, then the judgment, but that's in this all once. You got to go to the verse before, the 26, to understand what he's talking about. Let's go 28, to y'all on. So Christ was once offered to bear the sin of many. And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin until salvation. So when the second time he comes, what he's going to bring? Salvation. Judgment. Okay. He's going to be high, split the skies, and we're going to come back with him. Come on now, high, on his horse, giddy up. And he's going to have a sword in his hand, am I right? And he's going to execute vengeance upon the heathens. No. It means that when he appears the second time, he's going to appear without sin unto salvation. And I wouldn't really mess you up to let you know when that happened, because it ain't something to come and happen. We'll leave it alone. Because the word appear is not just a physical word, it's a spiritual word. Right? Second time unto without sin unto salvation. So even if he appears in your life, he's not bringing sin. There was one sacrifice for your problem. Whatever your problem is, I don't want to know. If you still have a problem, there was only one. You can't do anything else of what he's already done. That's how you're going to get out. I know you want me to wrestle with you, call out all the list. Because I've done that. I've done it, man. Wore me out. Y'all know the story. And I got news for you. Some of the ones I wrestled with went back to doing what they were doing. So they didn't come out. I was calling it out, and they went out. I'm telling the devils to come out. They left with the devils. Because the principle is, can I help y'all? I'm way over somewhere else, but I need to say this. The principle is, can I? Let's go, Hebrews. I know we're there already. I got to see it. It's in my head, but I got to find out. Talk about the death of the testator. Anybody remember what that said? Yes. Death of the testator.
It's a 9.
9?
Yeah, 9 and 16, somewhere around there.
Yo, you're right. It is 9 and 16. Go ahead, girl. For where a testament is, there must also be there must also of necessity be the death of the testator. So where there's a covenant, agreement, there has to be a what? A death has to be exacted there. That's why they have bulls and goats. Because it had to be a remission of sins. And it had to come through the blood. Right? Next verse. For a testament, for a covenant is a force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator lives. Whoa! You mean if I have my way all the time, the testator that you hear about in here was not? Oh, come on now. The only way you can enforce the new covenant is through death. If you are alive, you try to figure out, why do I still have these thoughts? Why do I still have this urge? Why I still have this appetite? Why I just can't submit? Why I just can't believe? Why I just can't receive? Because the testator is still alive.
Sir.
John 10. Oh boy.
Wow.
I was up cooking one time, real late. I don't cook like that. I did make my dip last night. But I was up cooking the scriptures, and I was inboxing one of the leaders, and I was sharing with them. I said, you know, because God is showing me some things on redemption and how to really get us free. And I really want to teach it, but I don't want it to become just one of our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like it will change you. Just like this here, this should change you. This should tell you, man, I gotta cast away my sword. I'm shadow boxing stuff. When God is saying you need to pick up your cross, because that's what cross means, stauros, it means to be exposed to death. Am I right, Gary?
And self-denial.
And self-denial. That's why Jesus said you got to pick up your cross. You can't be raised in the newness of life without being planted in the likeness of his death. Romans 6. You want his life, but you don't want his death. Being conformable to his death. What was his death? Not my will, but your will be done. That is the obedience of Christ. John 10.
Good.
Now I'm stuck again. He said he would, nope, he said he had to lay his life down. Anybody remember that part? In John 10, he talked about he laid his life down. Oh, verse 18. 18. No man taketh my life from me, but I lay it down. Right? That's what, I mean, I know I abbreviated it, but he said, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down. I have power to take it again. Well, I'm trying to figure out why it keeps knocking at my door. You know, this stuff in my life just keep gnawing at me. And I just can't get the victory. Because you have power to lay it down. And you have power to take it up. And you want me to come stand at your house and tell you, so the big bad wolf come in, you want me to stand at the door and say, no, that's my daughter. No, that's my son. And I do it in the spirit. I pray for you that you will recover. I pray for you. I intercede for everybody that's a part of this house, regardless of your status with me.